Gonna get into the nitty-gritty of this and really what the title is all about, which is some brand new rules being brought in by and a lot wanted me to talk about this. I guess just offer my opinions on this, and I guess we're gonna go from there. Yo, switch that song up, put some jazz music on. Okay, that's better. Look, no negativity, we're just gonna chill, we're gonna chat, let's go. Just when we thought Article 13, then named 15, then named 17, I think, was the worst of it, the FTC now throws something in relation to videos that we gotta be aware of, which is making sure that our content is either made for kids or not made for kids. And alone, that statement is kind of confusing because I know that I make content for teens. People always say that I'm very family friendly, but I'm not. The only thing I don't do is cuss. I do the same stuff that everyone else does, so that's the only thing I disclude from my content. I mean, dude, if I'm playing Outlast 2, I'm gonna leave in some of the weird executional bullcrap and disturbing imagery because that's part of the game and I don't really care. Like, I'm just playing the game and I'm pretty sure if someone clicks on the video, they know what they're getting into. But no, of course, we get some brand new rules thrown at us which are gonna be very confusing, and to be honest, let me just preface this. This might not even be that much of a problem, and again, I'm going to explain why that is, but it's just confusing guidelines thrown out again. It's very, very, perplexing. A lot of people are talking about privating a lot of their old videos, and honestly went through a phase where I wasn't sure if maybe I would have to do the same thing, and maybe I still do. Like, if this does turn out to be as bad as people think it is, it could be kind of catastrophic, and I might actually have to private a lot of my content and change things a lot in the future. Now, there's a point where I'm also going to say in the top of the description that there is a link where you can share your thoughts, read upon this yourself, because it's very important that you do so, even as a viewer of content, because it does shape potentially the future of what maybe you can see, what your friends can see, or really what's going to happen to some of your favorite content creators. So what we're going to do is bring up a screen right here which says determining if your content is made for kids. Let's read through this and let's try and make some understanding of it. Regardless of your location, we will require that you tell us whether or not your videos are made for kids. We are making these changes according to the agreement with the US Federal Trade Commission. Failure to set your content appropriately may result in consequences on YouTube or have legal consequences under COPPA and other laws. This is based on literally making videos on games. We have provided some guidance on what is considered made for kids below, but we cannot provide legal advice. If you are unsure whether your videos meet the standard, we suggest you seek legal counsel. Bro, I might have to seek legal counsel over playing FNAF VR. And look, this is where things already become stupid, okay? Because we see that this law is saying that if you're making content for kids, you're gonna have to try and figure something out. Bro, I make content for teens and above, and it's quite clear in the way I talk and stuff like that, but what about if a kid watches my content? How's that my problem for 1 second?
YouTube is screwed, and a ton of YouTubers are gonna be really screwed, and I'm talking possibly bankrupt screwed. And you may very well see a lot of YouTubers just quitting YouTube altogether, whether they're forced to or because it's so frustrating to even make videos on YouTube that it's just people are gonna just find another job, or they're gonna do something else with their life. That's how serious
this is. This is the hugest change that YouTube has ever made, or it's the hugest change that has been on YouTube. And demonetization is nothing compared to this. And I'm going to explain everything, and I know it's going to seem boring, but it's extremely vital and important that you, even if you're just a person that enjoys watching YouTube videos from your favorite creators, not just me, but it's extremely important to have your cooperation on this, whether you're a YouTuber, content creator, whatever, or a person that really just loves YouTube. This is something you're definitely going to want to pay attention to. And I'm going to really ask you guys to tweet this to any person that plays games, okay? Like, to call out some YouTubers, Lawrencide, PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye, Markiplier, Jay from the Cub Scouts, Gloom, Rasboski, Cinnamon Toast Kin, Dan TDM, especially Dan TDM. Not especially, but that's really important. Tweet this to all of those people that you like that play games, that make Roblox videos, Flamingo. This affects them immensely, or potentially it will be. Now, I know that I'm being very dramatic, or it might seem that I'm being dramatic, but this is a huge, huge freaking deal that I'm going to get into. But it's extremely important for me to reiterate how important this actually is, because it affects me. It's going to affect every YouTuber, really. That's why you should care about this. So I'm going to keep this as brief as I possibly can. YouTube was sued by the FTC because they broke a law called COPPA. You probably heard that term floating around now. It's a big deal. So the FCC, and I don't know everything, but the FCC established COPPA to protect children. Apparently, it is illegal to collect children's information. Well, YouTube has been doing this for a while, for a long time. They've been targeting children specifically, knowing actual children under 13 they've been targeting ads to be directed towards those children, which is actually really illegal. You can't do that without a child's parents' consent. Now, of course, why would any creator know about this? No one know. Like, I didn't even know what COPPA was until this whole this whole thing started happening.
No one really knows 100% what is going on. So in this video, I'm going to explain COPPA. I also had a call with the FTC commissioner who kind of has the power to control what is going on with COPPA. So I'm going to explain what was mentioned in that call and then talk about some solutions. Just a disclaimer, this is all my opinion and shouldn't be taken as stone cold fact, even though it is based on a lot of evidence. Also, I'm going to add in the comment section down below timestamps of different sections just in case you wanted to skip through the video and get to the info that you are most interested in. So go ahead and check those out. If not, watch the whole video and I will teach you about COPPA and what I think is going to happen. Let's do this. Also, forgive me if I'm looking at my screen. I literally have a massive document that I've typed out, 4 pages full of facts, full of info, full of stuff that I talked about in the call. And yeah, I'm probably going to be reading a lot of it, but this is everything that I've typed up personally. So on the 9th of December, I had a call with FTC Commissioner Christine and her team of lawyers and advisors. And for me, the goal of that call was to express my my opinions and my concerns about the new COPPA law, which is being placed on social media, which will affect YouTube and creators on this platform from the 1st of January. First of all, what is COPPA? A lot of you guys are still unfamiliar with it. So COPPA stands for the Children's Online Protection and Privacy Act. COPPA isn't actually a new law. It's just being applied to YouTube now. It was created about 20 years ago and was used for websites. So kids' websites, stuff like Club Penguin, Neopets, toy websites, game websites. But now it's being applied to social media, including YouTube. So this year, YouTube or Google were fined $170 million for knowingly collecting the browsing data of children who were watching YouTube and serving them personalized ads. So, for example, what this means is if you're searching for cameras, for example, on Amazon, YouTube will know about that and then serve you ads for cameras, more likely, depending on your browsing history. But they were doing this for kids.
Our first story comes from YouTube. YouTube is cancelled. That's right. YouTube is fined $170 million for collecting children's personal data. Big oopsie. Very large oopsie by YouTube. The FTC fined Google $136 million. They are forced to pay an additional $34 million to the state of New York. Why? I don't know. Because they collected children's personal data. This is actually an old story that happened back in September, but now it looks like it's affecting everyone, every single person on the platform. It's pretty nuts. I didn't think it was a big deal at first, but the more I look into it, the more I realize this is actually a huge deal. YouTube has previously said that it's for 13 years and older. If you sign up for YouTube, you can't do it unless you're over 13. I don't know exactly how it works, but they have the Kids app for people younger than 13 because it's illegal to collect personal data on kids. That's how YouTube gets their advertising revenue. That's how I make my money, because you get targeted ads based on personal data, which are obviously much more worth than, I don't know, normal ads, I guess. That's Google's whole business model. If you didn't know that, well, I don't know what to tell you. So what the government of USA, even though it's American based, it still applies worldwide because obviously YouTube is located in America. America has this government-run facility called the FTC. I don't know if this is correct, but they have this, I don't know what to call it, an act called COPPA, which is Children's Online Privacy Protection Act. And it's to protect kids online, which makes sense. You know, I don't think collecting kids' data is good. I don't want that. No one is arguing for that. And I think it's really confusing to me because obviously YouTube has the Kids app. So what's the issue? I assume what happened was that YouTube created Kids app and said, okay, well, this is where all the kids goes. But then FTC comes back and be like, actually, you know what? Kids are still watching YouTube on YouTube. This is not enough.